everybody, and welcome back to the brand new episode of Soaps and Sass, but also a brand new season.
Hey, that is fantastic. Season 2.
We did it. We completed a whole year.
We did.
In fairness, there are times I didn't think we'd make it this far.
I didn't either. I'll be honest. But we did.
We did.
Yeah, I think that's all down to you. You keep pushing me and say, Mama Sass, when are we doing the podcast?
Fair enough. And also, to that effect, Happy New Year. Welcome to 2026.
Yay. Happy New Year. Whee!
That sounded so enthusiastic.
Oh, sorry. That sounds sarcastic.
No, unenthusiastic.
Oh, unenthusiastic. Sorry. Happy New Year. Whee!
Okay, that's not a bit much. But anyway. So this episode for the brand new season will cover
it's going to be
December 29th.
Yep, episode... I can't even read upside down.
We're technically episode 50, but we are episode 1 of the new season. So if we're just going in chronological order, we're not, changing anything up. We are episode 50.
Right. Or season 2, episode 1 is
right.
What you were saying.
Right.
Yeah. We might have to figure out our numbering because the year hadn't rolled over quite yet.
No.
So.
But either way.
Either way,
this will cover December 29th to January 2nd. However, this will technically cover 3 days, seeing as how we did not get an episode. We got reruns on the 31st and the 1st.
Yes.
But if you were interested in watching the rerun on January 1st, there was a very nice, little rewind.
Yep.
We went back 10 years.
Cover very briefly in my recap, and I know you have more to say about it.
Yes, we went. So January 1st went back 10 years, back to 2015.
Yep.
And it was, we believe it was basically their tribute.
Part of my recap.
Oh, I'm sorry. in that case, I'll just let Mama Sass go on with the recap.
Right. Okay, because like I said, I know you have more to say about it, so I just got a one-liner. But on Monday, December 29th, Tracy cautioned Michael about how he's treating and or manipulating Jacinda. Laura got new intel about Sidwell's love life. Because, we didn't care, but it may prove useful to Laura. Sidwell issued a warning to Drew at the party. Basically, Drew got outed in court, and that's not helpful to Sidwell at all. And if Drew gets impeached, well, that's kind of pointless for Sidwell.
Yep.
Cody dispensed advice to Danny about how to handle Drew, which is pretty cool. Willow becomes privy to a secret. Scout told her she saw Danny after she was told not to say anything.
To her father.
She had one job.
Technically, she completed it. She said she wasn't supposed to say anything to her father.
She had one job. Okay. I believe that Willow will keep her secret.
Right. If we're going technically, she did keep it. She did not tell her father.
Right.
If we're going generally, she failed her mission.
Right? Totally. Don't say anything, but anyway, we'll see. On Tuesday, Britt wants to celebrate her birthday and death day with Jason.
Which I discovered because I didn't realize that she was born on the 31st.
Lulu and Nathan bonded some more.
I'm not excited for that next week either.
Trina makes a commitment. I don't remember to what, but
to continue the new year with Kai and whatnot.
Well, that explains why I don't remember.
Right, because I'm just here being like, Spencer, come back.
Curtis and Jordan reached a decision.
Do we care?
I don't remember about what.
It's okay. It's mainly about the relationship, but again,
I figured.
Do we care? No.
I figured. And Valentine reassured Carly that he's not going to do anything crazy.
Well, good for him.
Good for him. I'm glad he's back. Wednesday was a rerun of last year. We didn't watch.
Mm-mm.
Thursday was a rerun, as Baby Sass already mentioned, 2015. And the very short version from my part is that basically it was Anthony Geary who played Luke saying goodbye to Port Charles. That was his last episode on the soap opera. I think they could have done more with it. And I know Baby Sass has more to say.
Oh, that was his last episode ever?
Ever, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I honestly thought he'd come back, because again, it was 10 years ago, so I thought, he came back.
I thought so too.
Years.
I didn't realize it had been that long since we'd actually seen him.
Wow, okay.
Yep. On Friday, which was a new episode, Sonny warned Michael and offers advice on how to handle himself in court. He's very concerned that Michael's going to say something that will put him in a negative light with his kids down the road.
And from what Michael said, he don't really care.
Yeah, I think that's just the way the story's being written. I don't think that's what's going to happen.
I hope not.
Alexis decides on a new strategy, and Christina is completely taken aback when she learns Alexis is going after Michael. Dante confers with Justine on the case. I don't know why we needed to see this. This to me was just filler in the episode. And Laura gets new marching orders. Sidwell wants several helipads. What?
Which again, I see which again. I had this discussion with you when the episode came up. And logically, in some cases, okay, it makes sense. In other cases, I'm like, this don't make no sense.
It don't make sense. Okay, so that's the end of the recap.
Right.
So do you want to talk about the new stuff first, or do you want to go back and talk about the vintage episode?
No, let's talk about the new stuff first, because I do have quite a bit on the vintage episode.
All right. So I'm going to jump right in because I don't have a whole lot to comment on this past week. It was okay. a lot of filler for me. So I'm just going to go right into comedy of the comedy moment of the week.
Comedy moment goes to James when he and Felicia walked in on Cody and Molly, and James being James and James being the age that he is, just asks these innocent questions, and the looks on these people's faces, because they're like,
yep,
how do we not explain to a child about sex and not ruin his childhood?
Right, I had the same thing. James walking in on Cody and Molly. Is she hurt? Why are you carrying her? What? Why is she wearing your shirt? And Felicia just being like, I could bring him back later. I just don't understand. And okay, so maybe this is my... No, it's not my make it make sense. It's not even my kesa. But, you know, James was there for a writing lesson, and then suddenly they've got a stack of flapjacks on the table.
Actually, the flapjacks were on the table before James showed up.
Oh, that's what Cody had made for Molly's breakfast? Oh, okay, I forgot that.
Yeah, so it wasn't just random flapjacks showing up. No. They were there before.
They were there, okay. That's a lot of food for two people. They must have worked up a real appetite, boy. Woo!
They were probably going to work up another one with the plan that they had in store.
All right. What had you hot this week?
Other than like Lulu and Nathan, and I'm just like
everything Lulu,
right?
Yeah.
I'm like, but they were having a conversation about like how they're the only two people who understand what the other's going through, which I'm like, okay, understandable. Soon Maxie will sort of be in that. Minus the fact that,
right, but she ain't there right now.
No, but I'm also like, Maxie will not have been in a coma as long as those two have, or missing. But to an extent, she's like, I missed out on several months, but it's like, yes, you're like, you have these people in your life, and sometimes, like, you know, you need a friend to stand by, and I'm like, yes, Lulu. Emphasis on the word friend.
Right. Okay, so you are still not looking for these two to get together.
No.
All right.
Not in the slightest.
For me?
Not in the speck of the world's slightest.
Tell me how you really feel. What had me hot this week was Sidwell again threatening children.
Oh, yeah, that...
I am not here for it. He making veiled threats to Charlotte about Ace, and that now he's plotting with Marco, talking about, oh, we could use Charlotte to
get her father,
entice Valentine's cooperation. I'm not here for it. Listen, writers, we don't need this. We don't need this.
Stop messing with the children.
We don't need this.
Stop.
We've gone all these years where we don't know what Sonny's exporting. You know, we understand there's the violence or whatever, but bringing in the kids, exactly as you said, don't interfere with the children. There's no reason for that. Do you have a who called for that, or what do you do that for this week?
No.
I don't either. Make it make sense.
I don't think so.
Mine was really and truly the conversation between Dante and Justine, and they were going over the case and trying to figure out Alexis's strategy when Suzanne showed up with the revised witness list.
Okay.
So I just didn't understand the point of the conversation.
I think it was also trying to like figure out how do we convince the jury that Willow was there and did all this stuff without the footage, because it's like, or like trying to also again and figure out what Alexis's plan is, because initially her plan was to go after Portia, and that blew up in her face. So it's really just like, how do we, go, like they're trying to essentially give us an insight of what's to come in the new year, essentially.
Yeah, and you know what? Maybe I pasted this in the wrong field because really, who called for it? What did we need that scene?
No,
I don't think it was relevant to
Oh.
anything.
That's what makes sense was for me.
Other than perhaps to make sure that Dante could hold up on the stand, but just go to the trial. We don't need we don't need this blah blah blah.
No, but I think I figured out the make it make sense of who called for this for me was Christina, because like, who called for you to look in your mother's files? Like, you clearly see, like, because I'm like, any other day, if your mother was working on a case and it did not actually involve your brother, would you go snooping through her files? I don't think
now,
so.
Now see, okay,
so why now? Just because it's your brother, are you snooping through files?
That wraps in very beautifully to the next category, which is where I was going, because that's my kesa keke. What in the world, Christina? Why exactly as you said? What are you reading her papers for?
Because also you pretty much did the same thing Lulu did, but
right, but you knew it was confidential, and exactly as you said, any other case, you going in there?
Right, because I'm like, you know your mother, like, you grew up with your mother as a lawyer, like, you know this stuff is like not, meant for civilian eyes.
Yeah, not at all.
So,
do you think she's gonna run off and tell Michael?
Oh, for sure. I would be surprised if she didn't. And like, even though her mom said don't go warning your brother, it's like I honestly would be surprised if she didn't.
Yeah.
Or at least not, she might not like go immediately to tell him, but maybe like, run into him, or not run into him, but kind of like, the timing just so happens they get to the courthouse at the same time. She's like, oh, Michael, and just about to tell him, but maybe Alexis comes in and kind of like, Christina, can I talk to you? Like,
that would be good.
Yeah, so I don't think she'll run to go tell him, but she has the intention of, but something will stop her, or she'll tell her dad, or something.
Yeah,
but also the thing is, Michael already knows that he's technically been, not subpoenaed, but he's already on the witness list.
He's already on the witness list. Yeah, exactly.
So it's not going to be surprising when he gets called to the stand.
No.
But...
And he's not stupid. He can pretty much figure out that since the whole Portia thing blew up in her face, she's going to have to point at somebody else. Yeah. It's going to be him because... like everybody has said, besides Willow, he has the most solid motive.
Yeah.
Right? But I really liked what Alexis said to Christina all the way through. Keep in mind, we are doing this to protect Scout, who is a child, who cannot protect or defend herself against her father.
Which I think is why she won't immediately run to Michael.
Right.
She'll definitely, like, weigh that, but, again, she'll still... I feel compelled to tell him. Yeah,
because she's compelled to do a lot of things. All right.
Very impulsively.
Did you find anybody sassy this week? Because I surely didn't. Oh, very much. Okay. So, is this Britt again?
No, actually, it was Cody.
Oh.
Because, Scout's over at her grandma's.
Yep.
On Boxing Day, and then Danny just so happens to show up. He doesn't know that Scout's going to be there, but they have time together, which is good for them. And then sadly Alexis breaks the news that he has to leave. Mm-hmm. And so Cody's like, "Oh, let me drive you home." And Danny's like, "No, you don't have to do that." And Cody's like, "Yes, I do. We live at the same house." And then
that's
they
true.
proceed to leave. So that to me is my sassy moment.
I forgot about that. That was good. That was good. All right, jumping right into villain of the week. Have you one?
I'm giving it to Sidwell because, again,
you
threatened a child.
I mean, there's really no discussion around that, right?
No. Because we all know if Drew threatened Wiley again or messed with him, he'd be a villain of the week.
Absolutely. And since you picked Sidwell, I'll throw in Marco for the same reason. Marco, you are fully on board with your father's plans. I'm very disappointed.
I will give him half a point for calling out the fact that he blatantly just threatened a child, but
he doesn't seem too bothered beyond that.
Yeah, I was going to say. That's why I said...
it was half a
point, quarter of a point, eighth of a point. It's a minuscule point.
Right? It's just an observation. It's like, wait, did you? Yeah, I did. Oh, okay.
Yes, and Charlotte was very... Like, she picked up on that real quick. She's like...
Right? Oh, we gotta give some kudos to the little actor, the young actor that plays Ace.
I was gonna put him as my hero of the week because he finally got his first chance and it was so cute.
Okay, so he's your hero. Okay,
he's so cute. And I was like, he's been around, and all the time we just been playing with the toys, but today he actually gave a, "Can we go home now?" And I was like,
right, and we had fun together, didn't we? Yeah, we did. Yeah, absolutely. He was adorable.
Also,
but the side eye.
I was about to say,
go on then.
Props for that little side eye when he's like,
that was no little side eye. That was bombastic.
It was. He's like, "Hello, you must be Ace." Ace like, "I don't know who you are, but don't look at me. I don't know who you are. Don't talk to me."
And I was like, is that acting or is this the kid really not like, you know?
Kids, as we know, kids are very like observant, and when they get a vibe off of someone,
but that's what I'm saying.
If a kid does not even I can't even say approach you, but if a kid acts very like distance towards you, and like, or just like they don't want to be around you, and like the parents will sometimes be like, no, say hi, you know, whatever.
Absolutely.
And if the kid really is like, if you parents know if their kid is shy or not, and they who.
I don't know that the actor that plays Ace faked that.
I don't think he
that
did.
looked quite real.
To be honest, though, I would like to see him interact with Cameron Matheson just so I can get a read on how Ace acts around him. Simply because I'm like, if he kind of, you know, with Sidwa, the way he did with Sidwa, I'm like, okay, my gut feeling isn't wrong.
Yeah, I was trying to think how that would happen. I mean, I suppose Drew does have interactions with Laura, so, you know, he just shows up everywhere unwanted, so why not at her place?
Right, or it could that, or it could just be like, you know, Laura takes Ace out to the park, or again, Charlotte babysits and takes him to the park. Scout is there, or whatever, they're having a picnic, whatever the situation may be. Yeah,
could happen. All right, so since you've named the young actor playing Ace as your hero, okay, brace yourself. My hero, I think, is going to surprise you.
I have nothing to brace upon properly. Okay. Go ahead.
My hero this week is Ezra Boyle.
I know why you say it. Because I
expected more of a reaction.
No,
I'm disappointed.
Because honestly, like, we watched the same episode.
We did.
We heard what he said. We heard the intonation and the tone in his voice. We saw the facial expression. So I'm like, no, I understand why you're saying Ezra.
Yep. So
if it was any other day, I'd be like, what the hell? What poisonous food have you been eating?
Yeah.
No, I get why you're saying Ezra.
Absolutely.
I don't have to work out the math.
Ezra Boyle this week actually
showed some humanity.
Yeah, he did show humanity. He warned Laura a little bit. It's kind of like, look, you know, we find ourselves in the situation that we find ourselves, and just bide your time, because there will come an opportunity where you can actually do good for the citizens of Port Charles, because that's who you are. Mm-hmm. You know, almost in a respecting kind of way, grudgingly respecting. But like, I'm sorry you find yourself in this position with Sidwell, but he's really not somebody you want to make an enemy. But when he's your friend, and I wish I hadn't made him my friend, was kind of like the whole vibe.
Yeah, because he said, it's like, because there was a point where Ezra was, he says, no, Laura asked him, like, and what do I, and what would happen if I refused? And he stopped, looked at Laura, and kind of just like, he just like kind of,
he looked defeated.
He looked defeated. He looked something. He's just like, you don't want to make him angry. Like, you don't want to know what he's like when he's angry. And it was kind of,
it's like, he's not the Incredible Hulk. Gosh. Right?
And like the look on Laura's face was kind of like, what?
Yeah, what have you lost? Like, what happened when you defied him? Like,
right?
You know,
and even we were kind of like, oh.
Yeah.
So it was interesting. And as Laura said, like, the meeting wasn't as bad as she thought it would be. Because even when she's like, oh, I have a meeting, we're like, oh, great, here comes Ezra with Sidwell's demands. And it honestly was not as bad as I
Not at all. Not at all. All right. Anything else in the new episodes that you want to talk about? Because that covered everything for me. That's how, you know, and I guess it's kind of intentional. It's between two holidays, so they kind of kept it light for the week.
The one thing I will say is I'm a little slightly scared for what Michael will say on the stand, because he basically told Sunny, like, I will do what I need to do. I will say what I need to say to protect my children. But it's like, how is this gonna come back and bite you in the butt?
Yeah.
Especially
I don't think
your
it will.
custody hearing, because that's supposed to happen this month. It's like, how is this gonna bite you in the butt?
Yeah, but the thing is, I think Michael is very strategic. So even as he's venting behind closed doors,
right,
and saying what he genuinely thinks, I feel like it's going to be another Drew on the stand, like, oh, I'm going to remember as Michael, and then when it actually gets to that moment, no, I don't remember anything else.
Right.
So I think Michael might be the same way.
Right, which is fair, but also the way he was telling Sunny, like, the anger and frustration and all that negative emotion, it was like, okay, no, Michael, you're scaring me now. And honestly, even though I know and think it was Willow who shot Drew, if I didn't know that, I would think it was you based off that.
Oh, moment. Absolutely. And again, we got to give it up for Rory Gibson, because I don't think Chad Duell could have pulled it off the way that Rory Gibson is doing. Because honestly, when Rory Gibson starts like coming threatening with that whole vibe, that whole mood, yeah, I totally believe it.
Yeah,
I totally believe it.
Yeah,
and for me, like, I know there's people who thought Chad Duell was great, but for me, it's like, okay, yeah, he's a good actor and everything. But when he started bringing up his chest and posting up and talking about he's gonna do X and he's gonna do Y, I was just like, little boy, take off your daddy's boots. Like, you know, I just see a little kid wearing the father's clothes and just swimming in them. It's like, I'm not buying it. But Rory Gibson, oh man, every second I believe it. I believe it. But anyways.
But yeah, for the most part, that's pretty much all I have for the new episodes this week.
All right. And we did get to see Chad Duell this week in the vintage episode. He was in there very briefly in the 2015 episode. We did get to see...
Oh, right, because I was doing something, so I probably didn't actually see him.
Yeah, I don't remember what the scene was because I was only half paying attention. Once I saw what the episode was kind of like, okay, there's nothing to connect to me. Although we saw Valerie had cheated with Dante again, which is one of your things.
I made a note of the characters and the situations that were going on.
Okay.
So in the vintage episode, I love how we call it vintage. It's not that vintage, but
it's 10 years old. I'm gonna call it vintage. I know it's not 1963, but go on.
Wow, so okay. Anyway.
Okay, fine.
Anyway.
What would you call it then if not vintage?
I don't know, but not vintage.
Okay, the old episode. Old.
And I wasn't that old 10 years ago. Okay. This is what I'm saying. Okay. Anyway. So, yes. So, for our classic episode.
Okay. Yes. Okay. I will take that classic.
For our 2015 classic episode, the very first thing I want to mention is the intro, because now seeing the intro from 2015 and the intro now, I prefer the 2015 intro. That
Agreed.
Intro was good.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like the characters were flipping through.
Yeah.
So we see who's there. It's like you have like 3 characters on one side, 3 characters on another. It was.
And you saw the hospital.
It was a good intro.
And the
theme song was better back then too. I'm like, they need to bring that back. They need to
or something similar if they want to modernize it. But yeah, agreed.
But yeah, so characters who were back in that episode. So as Mama Sass had said, we had Luke. We had Dylan Quartermain coming in,
who you had not seen before.
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Because back in 2015, I was kind of on and off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in high school at the point, so I was on and off. So I probably wouldn't remember Dylan, but I'm like seeing the actor. I'm like, okay, I remember you a little bit. But I'm like, I would like you to come back.
Okay.
We had Kiki when she was still alive, and this is the new actress who played Kiki, not the original, who also played like Star and yeah, it was the new actress who played Kiki, who was on for the rest of the time she was there. We had Morgan.
Yeah, it was nice to see Morgan.
It was weird because he had a buzz cut.
I know, that's true. It was weird, but it was nice to see him again.
It was. As again, Mama Sass said, we had Valerie, so Lulu's cousin.
Yep.
And it was at the point of the story when her and Dante were having, or they hadn't fully had an affair yet, or
no, they had.
Well, it wasn't a continuous thing. It was like they had a kiss, they slept together, and I don't think anything happened past that.
Right, and did they end up having a full blown affair?
I think it was. So.
I thought it was just the one.
No. Okay. I think they fully did.
All right.
Because I definitely know after he and Lulu split, they started having a full on relationship.
Right.
And keep in mind, Valerie at the time was a cop, so she was working alongside Dante.
Yeah, that part I remember, but I was thinking...
For those who don't remember.
Right, but I was thinking at that point, it was like a single instance, then Lulu and Dante properly broke up, and then they...
You mean, I probably... But
I don't remember.
But yes, but also, as we discovered, the reason for them having the little tryst and affair that they had was because Dylan went to go help, or Lulu went to go help Dante, Dylan with something, and they were lying about having a relationship or whatever... And that led to them.
Well, yeah.
Pooping. We also had Nathan back on the scene. He was in a full relationship with Maxie at the time. His aunt/adopted mother, Madeline, was basically vetting Maxie and how she did not like Maxie. It was calling Maxie trailer trash and all this and all that. Also at this time...
that was a comedy moment of the week.
Also at this time, we had the original actress who played Nina.
Okay.
Because I don't think there was a Nina before the one.
I was trying to remember, but then it's like, no, you're seeing Connie Falconeri in your head. So yeah, I think it's the original Nina.
And let me just...
Crazy ass Nina, let's call it that.
I was gonna say, so we have the Nina who's on General Hospital now, and we have the Nina who was originally brought to General Hospital when she was brought in.
I think Michelle Stafford is the actress's name.
Possibly, and if anyone who doesn't know who I'm referring to, she's also on
YNR.
She's moved on to Young and the Restless. I don't know her character's name on there.
Phyllis, I think. And it's not so much that she moved on to... She left Young and the Restless to come to General Hospital and then went back and reprised her role.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nina now has... so the Nina who's on General Hospital now has worked through her issues from the past and does not act as crazy,
unhinged,
thank you, as she did before. However, with the Nina who originally came on, when they had to make her look, unhinged, not mentally well, my girl could give some crazy eyes.
Woo!
Like, basically what was going on in this point was, I don't know if Nina had kidnapped Avery, but Avery had gotten kidnapped. Because Nina did kidnap Avery at a point. I don't know if it was that specific point, but because they've talked about it before. How? Yeah,
I'm not sure if it was at. It may have been at that point because it was Nina and Franco that kidnapped Avery. Like Nina, I think Nina did it on her own initially, and then if memory serves, Franco ended up helping her.
Okay, but so Nina, so Avery's gone missing. People are thinking Nina did it. Nathan's visiting because she's with Rick, and at this point, Rick and Nina are married, and Did
you say R or R not?
R. Because at the end of the episode, she answered the phone being like Mrs. Lansing.
No, I was making sure.
Yeah, so basically Nina's not unwell, and Nathan's trying to convince her to leave and get this checked out and whatever, but Rick is being like, no. We also believe that it was around this time that Rick was trying to make Nina think she was crazy.
Yep. I believe so.
So that was going on. But yeah, I will say this. If Nina today had to pull some crazy stuff, I wouldn't believe it. I wouldn't believe it. Compared to the other actress, where if she had to, help Willow and do some crazy stunts for it, I would believe it. Aside from that, Ava is pretending to be a woman named Denise who looks pretty much exactly like Ava and is sleeping with Morgan behind Kiki's back.
Yep.
But also fake dating Franco because Kiki was trying to set her up with her father, Silas, who was not her father, and Kiki did not know Silas was not actually her biological father at the time. So that was a whole story.
Yep.
Dante, and okay, first off, Dante needs to go back to his scruffy hair look from 2015 because the slick back, comb back hair. I mean, I get it. It's been 10 years, but Dante looks so much better with the scruffy hair. I'm just saying it now. But yeah, he was trying to, apologize to Lulu for kissing Valerie. Yeah. And he was trying to give her gifts and flowers and all this and all that, and Lulu was like, no. I can't forgive you because every time I close my eyes, I just see you kissing my cousin, but I will forgive you one day, just not now. Besides, it's not like you slept with her, and there's Dante kind of be like, yeah! And, oh Lord, it was a lot, and then Luke is telling Sonny on the piers that he's leaving, which again is when he's actually leaving. So the end of the episode, you just see Luke walk off onto the pier with a glowing light. I would assume it would be like the fog light from the boat. So he just walks off into the light. And that, to us, was basically General Hospital's way of saying, goodbye to the actor once again. But this time for, different reasons since the actor has passed on. So yeah. But just overall, just seeing the characters from 10 years ago, seeing the situations that were going on, the chemistry between the characters and the relationship between them is just like, okay then, because whoa, I'm like, damn, 10 years ago, wowee.
Yep, absolutely.
Any other?
No, not really, because, like I said, the episode overall wasn't very interesting, other than the very sassy and comedic back and forth between Madeline and Maxie. That was really the only thing that had my interest, and potentially because I hadn't seen Maxie, or we haven't seen Maxie in a good time. 6 months.
Yeah, in a good while.
But
also it shows that, like, yes, because, like, Maxie today, she's still feisty.
Yep.
But she's
toned it down a little.
She has, and I think it's now because she's a mom, for one, and she's like, she's not, like, she's grown up, she's matured.
Yeah.
So it's like she doesn't feel the need to be feisty unless she really has to be. But back then it was like, no, she needed to be. Especially, again, as you were saying, she's going up against her boyfriend's mom.
Yep.
And even then she was like, oh, wait, sorry, aunt. Cause it's like, Madeline was being very rude, for one.
Oh my gosh.
She, again, like I was saying, calling her trailer trash, being like, oh, and I hear you have a daughter with, Spinelli, this Spinelli person who's like, whatever. And she's like, first of all, Spinelli is a computer genius. I'll have you know.
Right.
Secondly, we have a beautiful daughter, and, and Nathan loves Georgie. And Madeline's like, Georgie? Like, what? And it's like, where'd you get this name from, or these uncultured names? And she's like, she's named after my dead sister.
Right? Whose name isn't Georgie. It's like Georgianne. Like, do some research. And, have you not met Lucy Coe? She could have given you all the backstory. And you want to talk about how Maxie's trailer trash. Her mother's an Aztec princess. Perhaps in name only. But anyways, either way, right? She has some lineage. So you'd be lucky to have Maxie in your family tree, lady.
But I'm here like, you clearly know all this stuff about Maxie. If you know she has a daughter and it's with some dude she's not with, and all of this and all that. And yet you don't know all of this.
She didn't want to know. That's why she don't know.
Right. But I also appreciate is that Nathan clearly, like, he already stated it when he was with Nina, but he's like, yes, our mother told me that she was concerned about you, but I'm kind of glad that she did, and I checked up on you because I'm very concerned. But the second he saw Madeline with Maxie and how Madeline was treating Maxie and how Maxie was defending herself, he's like, yeah, no, I checked up on Nina. Thank you for that, but one, stay away from her. You're gonna make the whole situation worse. And two, I'm done with you. Me and Maxie, we out.
Right?
And it's just like, yes. And this is why I love Nathan so much. Also, oh my God, Nathan was so young. Again, I get this was 10 years, but damn.
Right. Yeah.
Because also, if this was 10 years ago, it means 3 years later, he goes missing. Or goes missing. He ends up dead.
Yeah.
And to know that is like... What? Which again, 3 years later, James comes along, and it's just like, what? So it's like, it's really just thinking on these things, and you're just like, huh? Oh wow, wowie. But yeah, I personally would like it if when General Hospital has to do reruns, I would like it if they kind of threw in reruns from, definitely more than just a year ago or, earlier in the year. I would like to see, like, older episodes, just so it's like you can get, like, you can just have, like, maybe not a full refresher, but just, like, a little, like, oh, right, that did happen,
Yeah.
And, whatever. I would like that because it's, like, it's, like, just a nice thing to see. It's like, oh, this character, oh, I love this character.
Right.
I got to see that character go. And,
right.
And just remember, like, these different storylines that were going on.
I agree. Because I completely forgotten about Denise DiMuccio. And as you're talking, I'm here looking up. It's like, what was her purpose in the storyline? Like, why was she there? Because I know it had to do with Avery.
Right.
But I couldn't remember why. And so...
also, the thing that threw me off was, like, the accent. Because because for me, especially because I was like, Ava... brown wig, very clearly a brown wig. Or it could just be her natural hair, and they dyed it, like they'll do for something that some actors will do because they're trying a new look. But it's like, I was like, okay, but then you have Kiki banging on the door, being like, Aunt Denise. I'm like, you don't have an Aunt Denise, you have an Aunt Olivia. What is going on? What is happening? And then Kiki comes in and starts giving the explanation, and she's still calling Aunt Denise. I'm like, girl, can't you talk to your mother?
No,
like
because
and then Ava says, or no, then Kiki says, just because my aunt Denise looks like my mom does not mean that Morgan would, and I'm like, oh, like it's like literally things had to be said so I could put the pieces together,
right?
But it was still like, girl, are you blind or are you blind?
And so what I've learned in this article that I'm looking at while you're speaking, which is probably very rude, I should be paying attention to you more, is that Ava was presumed dead.
Oh.
At the time. So just to recap very quickly, this is an article from soapcentral.com on July. Excuse me.
My fear would have been Ava's like, Kiki, I'm gonna go look for your sister. Come hell or high water, and off she goes, and then in comes down Aunt Denise.
No, but this is important to your point.
But kind of would have been a good excuse to leave to go.
Right.
Whatever.
Okay, so like I said, this article is on soapcentral.com. It's from January 1st, 2026. It's written by Hope Campbell.
Okay.
And so I'm just going to skip through. Who can ever forget Denise DiMuccio, that hairdresser from Queens who just happened to burn her fingerprints with hair chemicals, so there was no way to prove that Denise was really Ava? And we don't, she goes on to say, does Ava ever mention the fact that she doesn't have fingerprints?
No.
In fact, Denise was supposed to be Ava's never before heard of twin sister, and Ava even got her mother, Delia Ryan, in on the act. Franco, who we miss a million different ways, knew almost immediately that he was dealing with Ava, his ex-lover, good friend, and the woman he raised a child with, when he believed Kiki was his and not Silas Clay's. So in this episode, the July 27th episode of 2015, we were reminded of how stories come full circle. Franco knew that Denise and Morgan were having an affair, but he kept that knowledge from Kiki because he needed Ava to help him make Nina jealous. At the time, Nina and Ava were mortal enemies after Nina induced Ava's labor and kidnapped Avery during a psychotic break. Now they are the very best friends, reminding us that almost anything can be forgiven on a soap. On top of that, Nina was married to Rick at the time, who was gaslighting her into believing she was crazy and had kidnapped Avery again.
Oh, okay.
See, that's the part I'm like, something is not right here, but I don't know what it is.
That's the thing, because I said, I'm like, I know at some point she kidnapped Avery.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was that specific point in time in the episode.
Exactly. That's why I said, oh, let me come to that. So, yeah.
Okay, so that part, when that was happening, she had not kidnapped Avery.
Nope. But one of the things that Hope says at the end of her article, which I think would be super cool, imagine if Denise returned today, but as a whole separate character who really is Ava's long-lost twin. Now that would be something on GH in 2026.
It would be.
It would be. I'll be here for that.
But also I think it's funny because I'm like, with her accent, I was also like, I was like, imagine Lois was on the scene. I was like, Lois knows everybody, but then again, for her it was Brooklyn, not not Bronx. You said?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so I'm like, no, you said Queens, so no.
Oh, in this article, yeah. Queens.
Yeah, so I'm like, no, Lois knows everybody in Brooklyn, not Queens.
Right.
But she might know people in Queens.
Who knows? A hairdresser? You know, what with the way Lois likes having her nails done and everything, nail salon might be next to the hair salon. Could be combined. Who knows?
Or one of the things, because I do know sometimes they'll have nail salons in the hair. Yeah. So, yeah, whoo.
That'd be something.
It would be something.
All right. Anything else you got for the recap episode?
No, that was it.
The classic episode, I should say.
No, that was everything.
All right. Well then, hopefully next week they're gonna put the car in like high gear. Bring the child back.
Mom, you're not ready for whatever happens on one of those days.
Oh, I'm ready. Yes, I know. I told you. Don't spoil it for me. I know you read the little synopses. Where are my words today?
Which actually
I left them outside in the bitter cold.
You're the one who decided to go out.
But yeah, so I'm ready. Right. I'm ready for it. Okay. Well, which day is it? Oh, you don't remember? That's okay.
I think it's Thursday.
All right.
Yeah, it's Wednesday or Thursday, but I think it's Thursday.
Okay, well that works.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Well, come on back next week for a little more soap
and a hell of a lot of sass. And I'm hoping this new season.
Woo! Light it up.
Right, because as you said, the writers for this last season were hot. Let's keep it up.
Yep, they're done good.
All right then.
Have a great week, y'all, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Bye.